Ladies and gentlemen, all right, let's get one thing straight. Compliments are not just words. They're powerful, magnetic, and when done right, oh honey, they can melt walls and build connections faster than any cheesy pickup line ever could. So today, we're diving into something every confident man, curious lover, or evolving king needs to know. 8 compliments that make women fall for you. But hold up, I'm not talking about your basic, boring you look nice today type of praise. I'm talking about words that hit her soul, ignite her spirit, and make her feel like she's the only woman in the room. Ready to level up your compliment game and leave an unforgettable impression? Let's go, because this is where the charm begins. When it comes to making a lasting impression on a woman, one of the most overlooked yet powerful things a man can do is compliment her mind. In a world where women constantly receive surface-level praise about their appearance, a man who sees beyond the physical and recognizes her intellect, perspective, and thoughts instantly stands out. This kind of compliment doesn't just make her smile, it makes her feel seen, and that's a feeling people don't forget. Complimenting a woman's mind means showing genuine admiration for how she thinks, how she processes the world, and how she expresses herself. It's not about flattery or saying what you think she wants to hear. It's about being attentive, tuned in, and sincerely appreciative of the things that make her unique on a mental and emotional level. For instance, if she shares an idea and you find it insightful or refreshing, let her know that. Say something like, "I love the way your mind works," or "That's a perspective I haven't heard before. You always make me think differently." These kinds of words hit differently because they affirm her value in a way that's deeper and more lasting than simply saying she's beautiful. The truth is, women, and especially smart, self-aware women, are often more impressed by someone who listens than someone who just talks. When a man pays attention to what she says, remembers details from past conversations, or engages thoughtfully with her ideas, it sends a signal that he values her for more than her physical presence. This isn't just attractive, it builds trust. It tells her that you're capable of depth, of emotional and intellectual intimacy, which is rare and magnetic. It's important to be specific. General compliments like "you're smart" are nice, but they don't always land with the same impact as something more targeted. Saying, "I'm always blown away by how well you explain things, like the way you broke that down earlier made it so clear," shows that you're not only listening, but also that you're really paying attention. That level of attentiveness is powerful. It proves that you're interested in her whole being, not just her looks or what she can offer on the surface. Another layer to this is appreciating her curiosity and creativity. Maybe she's the kind of woman who asks big questions, who dives into new interests, who reads, explores, or challenges the status quo. Complimenting her for that, acknowledging her thirst for growth and learning, is a way of saying, "I see your fire and I admire it." When she feels like you recognize that inner spark, she'll naturally be drawn to your energy because you're not just watching her shine, you're encouraging it. Also, don't shy away from appreciating her emotional intelligence. Complimenting her ability to read a room, to offer thoughtful advice, or to comfort others shows that you recognize her internal wisdom. Many women carry emotional labor silently, offering empathy and support without always being acknowledged for it. Noticing this and pointing it out, something like, "You have an amazing way of making people feel safe around you," can resonate more deeply than even the most romantic line. It communicates that you don't just see her, you understand her. Men who speak to a woman's mind give her something rare, respect without agenda. It's not about manipulation. It's not about saying smart, sounding things to get a reaction. It's about authenticity. When a man sincerely values a woman's intellect and isn't afraid to express it, she not only feels validated but also inspired to open up more, trust more, and connect more. Noticing the details others miss is one of the most powerful ways to make a woman feel special. In a world where so many people operate on autopilot, giving out generic compliments without much thought, standing out means going deeper. It means seeing what others overlook, pointing out the little things she may not even realize you're paying attention to. And that right there creates an emotional impact that sticks. When you compliment a woman on something subtle, something not everyone catches, you immediately set yourself apart. It could be the way she chooses her words, how she adjusts her hair when she's thinking, the confidence in her walk, or the way her laugh lights up when she's genuinely happy. It could be the color she wears that brings out a part of her personality, or the passion in her voice when she talks about something she loves. These aren't things that come from a surface-level glance. They come from truly observing, truly seeing her in moments that others glance right past. Women remember the compliments that are different, when everyone's saying, "You look pretty," and you come in with, "The way you handled that situation earlier was so calm and strong. It says a lot about your character. That's memorable." It tells her that you're not just looking, you're noticing. It tells her that her actions, her energy, her decisions are not lost on you. It speaks volumes about your presence and your awareness, and that's incredibly attractive. This kind of attention also shows emotional intelligence. It reveals that you're engaged, that you're not just going through the motions of conversation or connection. You're attuned to who she is in a deeper sense. Noticing when she subtly supports someone in a group conversation, or how she listens intently without interrupting, or how she always brings a calm energy when things get chaotic. These are the compliments that don't just flatter her, they validate who she is. And here's the thing, women often don't expect others to notice these things. Many of them go through their days offering effort, kindness, and grace without being seen for it. When you're the one who takes a moment to say, "I noticed how you took time to make everyone feel included," that's a rare quality. You're not just giving her a compliment, you're giving her appreciation. Real appreciation, the kind that builds connection. Even something as simple as pointing out a change she made, like a different hairstyle, a new piece of jewelry, or a slight shift in her energy, shows that you're tuned in. It's not about being overly observant or trying to impress her with how much you see. It's about making her feel like she matters, like who she is and what she does doesn't go unnoticed. That's a kind of intimacy that doesn't come from flashy words. It comes from presence. It's also important to deliver these compliments with sincerity. When you notice details, don't force it or fake it just to say something. Real connection happens when the words come from truth. If you admire the way she stays calm under pressure, tell her. If you find it amazing how she can turn a quiet room into a space of laughter, say it. If you love how thoughtful she is when she talks about her passions, let her know. These moments of recognition build emotional safety. She'll begin to feel like she can be her full self around you, because you've already shown her that you see value in the parts of her that others miss. The truth is, noticing the details isn't just about impressing her, it's about respecting her. It's about showing her that you care enough to look beyond the obvious and find the beautiful, powerful things in her that are often hidden in plain sight. When you're the one who catches those quiet moments, those effortless expressions of who she is, you create a space where she feels seen, valued, and understood on a level that goes far beyond surface attraction. Admiring a woman's strength and ambition is one of the most empowering compliments you can give. It tells her that you recognize the fire within her, the drive, the discipline, the resilience, and you're not intimidated by it. You're inspired by it. In a world where women are often told to be humble, to downplay their power, to make themselves smaller in the presence of others, especially men, a compliment that honors her ambition is not just refreshing, it's revolutionary. When you acknowledge her goals, her hustle, and her refusal to settle, you're affirming everything she's worked for. You're telling her that you see the woman who stays up late finishing her project, the one who keeps pushing herself when it would be easier to quit, the one who dreams big and doesn't apologize for it. And more importantly, you're telling her that her ambition doesn't make her too much, it makes her magnetic. A woman who is driven often faces criticism or doubt from people who don't understand her. She's told she's too intense, too focused, or not feminine enough, but when you admire her strength, you flip that narrative. You turn what society sometimes views as a flaw into something to be celebrated. A simple yet sincere compliment like, "Your work ethic is incredible and it's inspiring to watch," can mean more than 100 compliments about her looks. It hits deeper because it touches something she's poured herself into. It validates her journey and reminds her that she's allowed to shine without apology. This kind of admiration also creates emotional connection. It shows that you're someone who doesn't just want to be around her success, you want to support it. You want to understand it, nurture it, and stand beside it, not in front of it. Telling her, "I really admire how focused you are when you're working on something you care about," communicates respect and appreciation without any agenda. You're not trying to change her or mold her into something else. You're showing up for her as she is, powerful and all. Strength doesn't always mean being loud or assertive either. Sometimes it's in the quiet persistence, the grace she holds under pressure, or the way she bounces back from disappointments without letting them define her. Complimenting that kind of strength means you're paying attention to her character, not just her outcomes. Saying something like, "The way you handled that tough situation with such calm, that was impressive," reflects a deep level of awareness. It proves you value not just what she achieves, but how she carries herself through challenges. Ambition also shows up in the way she talks about her future, the plans she's making, the dreams she's chasing. If she shares those with you, she's giving you a glimpse into her most personal aspirations. When you respond with encouragement, with belief in her vision, it's one of the most meaningful forms of connection you can offer. Tell her that her drive is rare. Tell her that the way she sets goals and actually follows through is something that not everyone has the discipline or heart to do. One of the most attractive things a man can do is admire a woman's strength without trying to compete with it. When you can genuinely say, "I respect how much effort you put into your goals, and it's motivating to watch," you create space for mutual growth. You show her that being with you doesn't mean she has to shrink. She can expand, rise, evolve, and you'll be the one cheering her on, not holding her back. That kind of admiration is rare. And when a woman feels like her ambition is safe in your presence, she'll begin to trust that her whole self, her dreams, her fire, her determination, is not only accepted but deeply appreciated. Making it personal and making it real is the heart of every compliment that truly matters. When you speak from a place of authenticity, when your words are rooted in genuine feeling and observation, they carry a weight that scripted lines and generic praise never will. A woman knows when a compliment is just a line, something you've said to others or pulled out of habit. But she also knows when it comes from a real place, when it's something that only you would say to her, because it's based on who she actually is and how she makes you feel. Personal compliments are powerful because they reflect your emotional presence. They show that you're not simply observing her from the outside, but that you're engaged and connected to who she is beneath the surface. It could be something as simple as telling her, "The way you light up when you talk about your favorite book makes me want to read it too." Or, "When you laugh at your own jokes, it's the most honest and joyful thing. It makes my whole day better." These aren't compliments anyone else could give, because they're born from shared experience and specific moments that only the two of you have. Real compliments also require vulnerability. When you tell her something that actually moved you, made you think, or made you feel something you didn't expect, you're not just handing her a compliment, you're showing her your truth. That kind of sincerity doesn't just impress, it disarms. It opens the door to emotional intimacy because it tells her you're not afraid to speak from your heart. You're not playing a role, you're not trying to impress her with smooth words. You're being you fully and honestly. A real compliment isn't always polished. Sometimes it's imperfect, spontaneous, or said with a bit of hesitation, but that rawness is part of what makes it land so deeply. Saying something like, "I don't even know how to describe it, but when you talk about your art, I just get drawn in. You make it feel alive," is far more impactful than a rehearsed line, because it's not about sounding perfect. It's about being present, being moved, and letting her know that you see something in her that's different, something that makes you feel different. When you make a compliment personal, it creates a memory. It becomes something she'll recall long after the conversation ends. She'll remember not just the words, but the way you looked at her, the tone of your voice, the emotion behind it. She'll remember that moment as one where she was truly seen, not just as someone attractive or impressive, but as someone who mattered to you in a specific, undeniable way. Making it personal also means making it about her, not about how you want her to feel about you. This isn't about using compliments to manipulate, impress, or win affection. It's about noticing the things that are uniquely her and taking the time to say, "Hey, I see this in you, and it matters." Whether it's the way she always chooses kindness, the way she carries herself in difficult moments, or how she remembers little details about people and makes them feel special, it's these personal observations that stay with her. What makes a compliment real is its honesty. You're not trying to flatter, you're trying to reflect something true back to her. You're saying, "This is what I notice about you, and this is how it affects me." That level of honesty isn't common, and that's exactly why it's so powerful. When a woman hears something real from someone who means it, it doesn't just make her feel attractive, it makes her feel valued. It tells her that you're not just watching, you're feeling, connecting, and investing in who she truly is, in the moments that matter most.